Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
The Star-Spangled Banner took on a special meaning for this crowd tonight. Less than 3 hours earlier, the ground war in the Persian Gulf had started.
I think everybody that has any...
It was an emotional night for both the players and audience. The house was packed with more than 18,000 Rebel fans.
I think that we need to be able to take our minds off some of these things that have been a constant problem, and watching the run on Rebels is the best way I know to do it.
It's a very big game for us. It's exciting, and
It's seniors night.
yeah, everybody thinks about it, the guys over there, but we still have to go on, and we support them, and we support our team too.
There was a moment of silence for the troops. Some fans said not only will they remember this as the night the senior Rebels said goodbye, but the night the war in the Persian Gulf took a drastic turn. Caroline Blakely, Eyewitness News 8.
But then second of all, it's because we also play in front of the greatest fans in the history of college basketball.
And Rice even got a chance to start tonight, and he contributed right away, an outside jumper for the Rebel senior. Stacey Augmon, the 4-year Rebel superstar, put on a show just by himself tonight. He takes the pass from Greg Anthony and crashes it through. Larry Johnson leaves him wanting more. He follows up with a miss with the Thunder dunk. But Stace was the one getting the oohs and ahs, even from three-point land. Augmon couldn't miss tonight. This tied the game at 14. Still pretty close. Irvine not playing too bad in the first half.
And, of course, 24 in a row this season. All those streaks on the line tonight at the Thomas & Mack Center as the top-ranked Runnin' Rebels of UNLV played host to the University of California at Irvine Anteaters. And that's Bill Mulligan, the Anteater coach, in his last visit to the Thomas & Mack Center. He has decided to step down from coaching. He and Jerry Tarkanian go back about 30 years. This was senior night, and they were all introduced, starting with David Rice, the senior guard. That's Chris Jeter, senior forward, also a center for the Rebels in his time here at UNLV. George Ackles, another senior, young man from Pittsburgh, hugs his teammate Larry Johnson out of Dallas, and Larry with his mother. And, of course, Greg Anthony from Las Vegas, he came on out. He's a senior, one of the top point guards in the country. He and Stacey Augmon, an All-American forward out of Pasadena. They were all introduced, and the crowd really loved it, and they seemed to enjoy themselves. And Jerry Tarkanian said he would start all 6 seniors. Of course, you can only start 5 guys or you get a technical. He did start all 6, including Chris Jeter and David Rice. He got the technical foul. Irvine scored the first 4 points of the ball game. That's the unexpected deficit that John Daly was talking about. Well, let's get to the action now. Nothing really unexpected once they got going. Here's Larry Johnson. The pass is over to David Rice, and Rice hits the 3-point shot for Jerry Tarkanian's crew. Now it's Stacey Augmon with one of his patented strong moves to the hoop. The Shark goes after MC Hammer and Evander Holyfield, the heavyweight champ and the heavyweight champ of rapping over there on the sideline. And Larry Johnson, the big man from Skyline High School down in Dallas, and he is definitely an All-American for his 2nd year in a row. Greg Anthony over to Stacey Augmon. Now watch this pass by Anderson Hunt. And George Ackles, off balance, puts it up left-handed. Yes, it's good. And another spectacular play, which we're going to take a look at here in just a minute, coming up from Greg Anthony. He gets it over to Anderson Hunt, and Greg had 7 assists on the game to go with 8 points, one of the top assist men around. Now watch the pass by Greg Anthony to Larry Johnson. The Rebels at one point led by 48 points in the second half, and they cruised to a 28-point victory. The final score was 114-86. They're now 25-0 on this season. They've won 36 in a row dating back to last season. Their next game, it's a biggie, and it will be against a number 15 team in the country. That's the New Mexico State Aggie squad down in Las Cruces, New Mexico. That's on Monday night.
Tough night for all of us. Those kids are something special, really. You don't get kids like that very often. In fact, you're lucky if you get them. In fact, most coaches never get them. I'm just fortunate you get a group like that once. You get them about once in a lifetime, and we're really fortunate.
Fortunate indeed. The Rebels will travel to New Mexico State Caesars Palace. Hagen took a very, very close split decision from Hector Macho Camacho. This was the deciding factor right here. Beginning of the 12th round,
It's the final round. Hagen refused the referee's order to touch gloves, and Camacho just unloaded on him. Carlos Padilla, the referee, said no way. He took a point away, and that apparently was enough to tip the scales in favor of Hagen. One judge had it 114-112 Hagen. The second judge 114-112 Camacho. The third and deciding judge scored it 114-113 Hagen. The boxer from Henderson, as we go to black again, upsets previously unbeaten Hector Macho Camacho.
Press was writing a lot of crap about me. Didn't say I had much of a chance. Odds makers, plus. Woo!
We're the only thing out there. I haven't gone nowhere. I haven't lost no credibility. You're more shocked about the decision. I feel great. This is my night. I'm going to party. I'll drink all 12 champagne bottles. Okay? And that's the bottom line.
The guy loses and he still wants to party. 12 bottles of champagne.
Unfortunate team to venture into UNLV's Thomas and Mack Center. And even more unfortunately for the Anteaters, well, they were the Runnin' Rebels' opponent in their last home game of the season. The 25-0 Rebels gave their fans something to remember. They put on quite a show as Tark gradually pulled out his starters to some wild standing ovations tonight. 34 straight home wins for UNLV, so I guess the Shark can kind of relax. And gosh, you won't see this very often. Actually, it's kind of reminiscent of Dominique Wilkins in the All-Star game. That was Larry Johnson, but obviously Jerry Tarkanian none too worried. Johnson comes back with the steal here and a nice bounce pass to Stacey Augmon who had 27 points. UNLV up by 19. They built the lead by as much as 48. Anteaters another turnover, and Johnson on the jam. I don't know if that was a pass or what it was from Greg Anthony. And then, of course, curtain calls. Larry Johnson really getting the loudest cheers from the fans. He had to come out twice for cheers. Also, Augmon coming off the floor. Ackles got the cheers. Anthony. UNLV with its 34th straight win, 16-0 at home this season. In 2 nights now, the Rebels are at Las Cruces, which is perhaps the last hurdle to a perfect season as they visit New Mexico State, and then they're going to finish out the year at Fullerton State on March 2nd. UNLV, 36 straight wins overall, dating back to last year.
And it wasn't. The Irvine Anteaters ambled into Las Vegas Saturday night for a friendly meeting with the UNLV Runnin' Rebels. The top-ranked and undefeated Rebels were looking for their 36th consecutive victory. Irvine had only managed to win once before in 13 games at the Thomas and Mack Center. When the two teams met on January 17th, the Rebels won by 41 points. Would the Anteaters be the ones to knock off Vegas? Take a guess. Seniors night for UNLV. Larry Johnson with his mother, Stacey Augmon with his mom. Jerry Tarkanian likes his seniors so much he started all 6 of them. The technical gives Irvine a 2-0 lead, and when they play with 5, they roll. Augmon with a one-handed tomahawk jam. UNLV leads by 10. Johnson to George Ackles. They're up by 20, with MC Hammer and Evander Holyfield looking on. The Rebels kept running and dunking. Greg Anthony to Ackles. Anthony to Johnson on the alley-oop and the headbutt. And the Rebels were unstoppable. 2 stars exiting UNLV for the final time. Larry Johnson leaves and hugs coach Jerry Tarkanian. Stacey Augmon leaves and waves to the crowd. So it's time for the future Rebels to shine. Anthony to Everett Gray for the easy 2. All of this left Irvine quite battered and bruised. The final top-ranked and undefeated Nevada-Las Vegas beats Irvine 114-86. The Rebels run their perfect season record to 25-0. They've also won 34 straight on their home court and 36 overall. 15th ranked New Mexico State got a 22-point performance from Tracy Ware and beat San Jose State 73-67 in a Big West affair.